What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechButt Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. So first of all, I want to thank you guys again for tuning in to one of our live streams. If you guys don't know who it is that I am, I have a free group. It's called TechButt Solutions. You guys feel like surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. We have a little bit over 80,000 members within our networking group and over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I wanted to quickly cover, if you guys didn't watch my video, it was a live video that I filmed today a little bit earlier. I'm going to be sharing my screen in just a bit. But I made a little bit over $300. It was like on a quick little day trade on JDST. And people, I got slammed. You can only imagine, right? How many messages I received today because of the red day that we experienced today, as well as the red day that followed as of Friday. So one of the things that I wanted to quickly break down is kind of the pattern that I've been able to see, and there's just I wanted to talk about patterns that I've been focusing on and what it is that I'm looking into to stay green while the market's red. That's all I'm going to be covering today. I'm going to try to keep it very simple, talking to you guys about my experiences. These are not any stock suggestions, nothing like that. I'm going to be showing you why during these red days, these certain ETFs have been doing very well. And what it is that I've been focusing on to stay green. Because if you guys have seen while the market's been red, I'm already in the 3 days that I've traded this month. I'm up a little bit over, I think, $1,300 to $1,400. I have to do the math. I just know that I've been doing pretty well. So let's go ahead and I'm going to start sharing my screen. Thank you guys for all those that are tuning in. So let's go ahead and actually, get things going. So. Let me go ahead and showcase this. Let me pull up my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. So if you guys followed or tuned in for today's live stream, you guys would have seen that I took a day trade position on JDST. So what does that mean? Well, moving on over to JDST, let's pull it up right here. It actually ended up doing very well. So one of the patterns that we identified were the previous supports that it had at $45. It has $5 margins of support and resistance, and it broke the $50 margin, which scalped it from 50 to 55. It broke 55. There's a little bit of a pullback during pre-market hours today, and it ended up playing out very well. So it had about a 3 to 3.5% margin that I was able to capitalize on not once but twice. And if we go to active trader, I think it should be able to pop up. Yeah, $338.10. That's my P&L for the day. Nothing crazy, right? Just a solid day. But again, green is green, and I want to talk about what I've been able to do to stay green. So one of the things that I wanted to cover was this pattern that I've been able to identify. So what are the ETFs or stocks that I've been focusing on to stay green while the market's been red? So what do I mean by the market's been red? If you guys did not see my thumbnail, that's actually from StockTwits, if I'm not mistaken. It was a screenshot that one of our members sent me. It's like, the reddest day since 2008. And that's why I just posted it. I thought it was a funny title. And I'm going to start going down the list of my general watches. These are not stocks that I'm actively trading. They're stocks that I cover on a weekly basis that I see value in. This is Bank of America, multi-billion-dollar company, down 5% today. You have to think about that, 5%. One of the largest sell-offs that it's had, and it's been within 2 days. So Netflix, look at the sell-off that it had there, over or nearly 5% today on average. The big blue chip stocks fell about 4 to 7% today. We got B right here. This is Barnes. Fell, not even because of earnings or anything like that. Fell a little bit over 4%. That one wasn't really influenced by it. Tesla fell 3% today. Again, multi-billion-dollar company. HOS, again, a lot of these companies. So there's a bunch of these sell-offs. I can continue going down the list. The list isn't going to do anything, but you could see all these sell-offs that these stocks are showing. Now, why is this important? Well, one of the things that I'm following is almost for every single sell-off, just like you see right now for APA, it is coming back to its previous support at $40. Moving on up, just like we saw right now for CLF. CLF is approaching its previous support at $6. Let's go ahead and go to OAS. OAS approaching its support at $8. TELL approaching its support at $10. We had the multi-billion-dollar company Ford, right? Ford had a huge sell-off, broke its support on the 180-day chart, had a huge sell-off, and is right now at $10.20. All these companies, Netflix, all these companies are so oversold right now. What's one of the things that we can wait for? Well, there's no 100% there's no 100% indication that you can tell that these stocks are going to recover. So one of the things that I look for is the break or the reversal on the 180-day chart, so the 180-day EMA, for these stocks to actually start trending up. So if we actually start seeing the patterns, again, the patterns, not just hoping that for them to reverse, but if we actually focus on the patterns for these stocks to, they show some form of indication of an actual reversal. So what would that look like? Well, you see when Ford previously had a sell-off, it bounced here at $10.50 and then actively started trending above this blue line. This blue line is the 180-day EMA. My length is set up at a length of 20. That's my specifications. Does not mean anything to you. It's just something that I look for a stock that I want to potentially swing trade, so not day trade, but hold it for a number of days, weeks, or months. I want it to be trending and actively trending above the 180-day EMA. So the EMA, as you can see, is way up here. So what does that mean? This stock, Ford, is going to have to recover all the way until it breaks above, I have my alert set at $11, and until it breaks above $11, I'm not going to invest 1 cent into Ford, because regardless of how much margin it has to recover, there's no indication of an actual reversal. Just like when it comes down to Netflix, right, or Tesla. Just like when it comes down to all these, blue chip stocks, all these multi-billion-dollar companies that have had, exceptional sell-offs. That's great and all. They offer great opportunity, but again, the patterns outweigh everything, and the patterns are not showing signs of a reversal. They're showing signs of a downward pattern. So what is it that we can do? So the thing about that is, like, do we just let them do their thing and that's it? No, this is the time where you should dedicate time out of your day, set your alerts where these, blue chip stocks or where these stocks or where these ETFs are going to start to reverse, so you can get alerted once they become relevant and once they actually start trending up. That would be my number one suggestion. It doesn't mean that you have to trade any of them. It just means that you're alerted once they start to reverse and actually start trending up. So be prepared for there to be a reversal if there is, because if there is, you will get alerted and then you can revisit that stock. Now, the other thing that I want to touch base on is what have I been doing to stay green. So one of the things that I've really been focusing on are ETFs, and how is it that I've been able to capitalize on that. So looking at the pattern that I've been focused on for JDST, the pattern that I've been focusing on DSLV. So DSLV had a really bad day today, but the one that we've been covering has been DGAS. Also had an exceptional day today. I was able to cover 12%. So what is it that I've been focusing on that has led to my success within the past 3 days for the month of February? I've been focusing on ETFs that have been actively trending up, that usually do well when the market does bad. Now, one of the things that I do want to make sure that I cover is, so I'm just going to talk about them. You guys do your own DD. These are not any stock or ETF suggestions. These are ones that you solely have to see value in and break down yourselves. If you see value in them, great. If you don't, then 100% don't trade them. Again, you shouldn't invest in anything that you don't understand. And then I'm going to end it with one thing. I just wanted to show you guys one other thing. This is one of the ETFs that were brought to my attention within the main chat. So this is for the main chat of TechBuds Solutions today. Again, TechBuds Solutions it's a free networking group. Once you get accepted on the top pinned post, let me just show you guys real quick. Once you guys get accepted on the top pinned post, you guys can make your way on over to the top pinned post. So right here, and there's the main group chat link that will send you on over to our Discord chat. And this is where I found this. A member was talking about this. If I'm not mistaken, it was Lupo. Lupo's the one that brought it up, and I thank you for that, because again, it doesn't mean that you have to invest in anything that anyone calls out. 100% never do that. But if you're exposed to a specific pattern or stock or ETF that makes sense, or it's a best practice, whatever it is, and you can take from it. So the S&P 500 has been showing signs of a continuous downtrend. This is the Dow Jones. So this is the exact inverse pattern of the Dow Jones. So this thing has been actively trending down almost for its entire life, because the Dow Jones has actively been trending up. So now, because the Dow Jones has been pulling back, it would make sense on why this has covered about 30% within the past week. So ask yourself, if the S&P 500, if the Dow Jones, and all the major markets are trending down, what is it that you as an investor, if you want to invest, again, if you want to invest, one thing that you can do is you can completely pull your money out of the market and not have to trade. No one's forcing you to trade. You don't have to. So understand that that's an option. Or you can see what patterns, what stocks, what ETFs are actively trending up while the markets are pulling back, and focus on those. Easiest way that I can put it. There's a large number of ETFs. That's something that we're going to cover within the Learn, Plan, Profit group. I'm compiling a list and a specific subsection within the course for the Learn, Plan, Profit I'm going to simply put it together, the things and resources that I have access to, and just provide it for those that are part of the Learn Plan Profit course. That's it. I'm not telling anyone what to trade, nothing like that. I'm just going to talk about what resources I use, what has led to my success, it's the patterns that I look for, and how is it that I can still stay green while the market's red. Just because the market's red doesn't mean that you have to either first even trade. If you don't feel comfortable trading, no, I want you guys all to know that that's an option, right? Now, if you do want to trade, and you, again, the whole point of investing is to grow your account, you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're investing in is showing signs of an uptrend pattern. So why would you invest in something and hope that it reverses and hope that it starts trending up? Why not invest in either certain commodities or sectors that do exceptionally well when the markets are pulling back? So when the markets are pulling back, usually gold and silver does exceptionally well. So look at patterns, look at previous trends, do your own research. I'm not here to spoon feed you. You should not be trying to mooch off or ask people where to buy or where to sell. That's 100%. If you're going to join our group and that's a question that you're going to be asking, I will personally ban you from our group, because that is one of the things that I want to make sure that we focus on, is that we're not here to spoon feed you. We're here to teach you the basics and fundamentals of investing in the stock market, what has led to our success, so you can take the pieces that make the most sense to you and you can build your own foundation and eye for value. That would be my overall goal. We're here to teach people how to fish, not to be fed. And easiest way that I can put it. I quickly wanted to expose you guys to the SDAO because I was exposed to it. So again, me just trying to lead by example doesn't mean anything to you. If you don't see value in it, then definitely don't trade it. One of the things that I did want to make sure that you guys are aware of is there's certain futures that you have access to that are still open while the aftermarket hours or extended hours are closed, such as like the futures for gold. So if we look at the gold futures, we could see that they are experiencing a pullback. So what does this go in correlation to? Well, if we see the performance of, when the Dow Jones pulled back, we can see that gold-based futures pushed up. It makes sense, right? When there's a pullback with the Dow Jones, why would gold futures push up? There's a direct pattern there. So what goes in comparison, if you don't trade futures, what goes in comparison to gold-based ETFs, gold-based futures such as this, gold-based ETFs? And what gold-based ETF? So looking at patterns, so let's go ahead and look at the 180-day chart. What ETF have we traded that offers a similar pattern to /GC? Let's go on over to the Flex Grid, and we can actually see exactly just that, and it is JNUG. So it's not 100% the exact pattern, and you'll be able to see that right now. But if you can see the overall pattern on when it had this sell-off, the sell-off that we saw here, the reversal, and then the peaks, and then the sell-offs as well, they show very similar patterns. Does it mean 100% they are going to be exactly like one another? No, but they do have an impact, or gold-based futures does have an impact on the overall ETF, this bull ETF such as JNUG, and so many more. So see what futures go in correlation to other ETFs that are showing signs of an uptrend pattern, and try to set up a plan, manage your risk, and capitalize on the ones that make the most sense to you. Just wanted to quickly cover like very specific steps that are very simple, and it's simply doing your own DD, doing what it is that everyone else is not doing. Panicking isn't going to do any good for you. Saying that the market is dead, or whatever it is, that it's a bull market or a bear market. People make millions and millions of dollars in bear markets. There's still margins of profit. It just means that we have to kind of transform the way that we look at patterns. It doesn't mean that we have to be now looking solely just on stocks, but we can move on over to wherever the market is trending to. So don't be afraid to explore new options. It doesn't mean that you have to pull the trigger right away. It just means that, hey, maybe you can go back to paper trading or simulation trading where there's no monetary risk and test the waters there. See if it makes sense to you. See if you can actually do it consistently on a consistent basis on growing your account. And if you can, how great would that be to still be able to make money in a bear market? Does this mean that there's going to be a 100% certain market crash? No, no one 100% knows, but when there is, just know that there's still a way to make money. So I just wanted to make a quick video, guys, to remind you guys that you guys are all amazing, that you guys all can still make money while in a bear market. And if you guys have any questions or any suggestions for future videos, please feel free to let me know. You guys can comment down below. I hope that you guys all have an amazing week. I hope that this is the only red day that you guys experience and that we can continue ending the year on a green note. So thank you guys again so much for your time. You guys can click the links in the description so if you guys would like to stay connected with me. And if you guys have 1 minute and want to learn a little bit more about how you can work with me and speak to me on a daily basis, then it's going to be the first link in the description. Thank you guys again so much for your time. I'm going to be flying back to Arizona tomorrow, so I will be back on schedule as according to Wednesday. So thank you guys again. And like always, continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.